Hello, this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts. It's December the 3rd, so I'm having another go at my homemade crafty calendar. If you haven't watched my yesterday's video, have a look at that. I decided to make my own craft calendar and just put dies I haven't used at all, or I've only used once, into this box, and every day I'm going to pick one out and I'm going to create a card with these. So today I'm going for this one. Sorry, where is it? There it is. I have put them between just sheets so they don't get lost in this box, and I have even forgotten which ones I put in there. So today, oh yes, this is a cardinal die. As you can see, I haven't even cut it apart yet. I might not do that either. I'll show you a trick on how to use these if you don't want to take them apart. And yes, I remember buying this. I think it was Jennifer Maguire use one, and I really loved it, and I was desperate to have it. I ordered it, and that was about two Christmases ago, and I haven't used it yet. So today is the day when I'm going to use this. I'm going to create the card offline, off screen, and I'm going to show you the finished card and then talk you through and how I created it. Okay, before I'm going to create the card, I want to pop in and show you my 2 tips for the day. I told you with every card I'm making in this challenge, I want to give you some tips and tricks for card making. And the first one is, if you've got a die like this that you cut from different coloured cardstock, the important thing is when you cut it and you don't want to take these apart, that you put scrap paper underneath the bits that you don't cut from the cardstock, because you don't want this to be damaged. Obviously I could cut the whole bit out of this, but I'm going to cut this a bit smaller, or as an example, this would be black, so I'm just putting it like this on the small piece, and then the rest would damage my plate unless I put something underneath. And the second tip is, if you buy dies online and they don't have any packaging with them that show how they're going to be used, keep a reference picture from the internet with them. Download it onto your phone, because I'm struggling a bit today. I have got an idea how to use this, but I did not keep a reference picture. But I do believe this should be a dark red, this a brighter red, and this is going to be black. I'm not sure. I'm going to cut these out now and then I'll see if that works. Yeah, so I'm back with my finished card. This is the little cardinal sitting on a branch, and I've got a peace sentiment at the bottom, and I just want to talk you through and how I created this. So first of all, I cut out the different parts of the die in different coloured cardstock. I actually did it the wrong way around first, and as I said to you before, it's good to find a reference picture of how the dies are supposed to be used. So I found one online, which I have now saved on my phone, so I remember in the future, or I will actually take a picture of this as well, and then I've got this as a reference how it's going to be used, because I didn't really know how to use that black piece there, so I found a reference piece and how to put this all together. So I cut these out of the different coloured cardstocks, and I glued those together, and then I added some shimmer pen. I used my Wink of Stella. This is actually supposed to be the clear one, but I realised it's actually quite golden, but it doesn't matter because it's supposed to be a Christmassy card. I didn't quite like the embossed eye on it. I put some white gel pen on it, but I didn't quite like it. So what I did is I was looking for a rhinestone of the right colour, of the right size, but I only found my coloured ones. But what I did was I put it on a little piece of scrap paper, and I just painted over it with a permanent marker. So anything like a Sharpie you can use. And I just painted that over that, and then you have got a black bead, the right size, and I just glued that on to create the eye. I don't know if you can see that well. Then I added this branch. This is a little die that came with my foliage dies. I didn't realise how delicate it actually was. But I didn't have the right brown cardstock, so all I did was I used my alcohol marker and I just painted that bit that I wanted to cut out from. So again, a little tip: if you don't have the cardstock you need, you can just colour any piece of cardstock that you do have. I did though choose a brown as a base because then you don't have any problems with the edges. If you use white cardstock, then sometimes that might show. Then I glued this all down onto hammered cardstock. This was a leftover piece. Again, it's a good thing to use up your scraps. And I thought about what to do with the background. At first I thought, do I make a square card? But the problem with the square cards is if you don't have a standard size, you have to make your own envelope. And I don't like making envelopes, so I decided to make this fit a 6x4 card. So it's a bit shorter actually because it's cut from an A4 sheet. So this is a top folding card. And I was thinking about what to do with a background. I do like clean and simple cards, but not too clean. And then I had the idea of to dry emboss the background, and I chose this foliage or leaf background. But I wanted to add a sentiment, and the problem is with sentiments, if you want to add them on dry embossed backgrounds, they don't stick neatly because obviously you've got different heights. So I gave this a try and it did work out well. I glued the sentiment down first. By the way, this was a leftover from a few days ago. I glued it down first with my collal glue. I let it dry properly, and then I put the whole panel through the embossing folder, through the die cutting machine, and it actually dry embossed with it. And I'm really pleased with the look because it's sort of subtle, but then again it's not. I really like this. It only came off at the bottom here a little bit, and I just pushed them back into the embossed bit there. Just pressed it down a bit and then that was fine. Yeah, I think this is all I need to mention as tips and tricks. I said I'm quite pleased with this. Not that I need any more Christmas cards. I made so many in October, but yeah, at last I used my cardinal die and I'm really pleased with it. It's really, really pretty. And I'm sure I will use it again next year for Christmas cards. I did though consider using some patterned backgrounds like this. So I'll just show you how that would go together. So that would be really nice as well. Just have them on a panel like this, but have just a patterned background to go with it. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you pop in again tomorrow on the 4th of December with the next die and the next video. Thank you very much.